The following story and photos are from GiantPandaKing's book, Gotham 1919 to 1939, by Russell S. Beatty, available from www.giantpandaking.com. Viewer discretion is advised.
As I record this, I think back to the beginning. I was young, naive, and idealistic. I probably thought I was doing good, even though countless still suffered.
Harley Quinn was a woman whose life was filled with turmoil, abuse, and manipulation. She had been with the Joker for years, enduring endless abuse and control. The Joker was a man completely self-absorbed, no matter what facade he put on for her at times. At the end of the day, Joker always twisted everything to make Harley feel figuratively smaller than him. Harley endured all of his abuse because she had convinced herself that she loved him. She was willingly blind to the fact that Joker did not actually care for her. Harley herself had abandoned her former life, murdering her father, her job at Arkham, her aspirations and dreams. Killing her father was something that still haunted Harley. He had been cruel, but he had been family. Harley had lost her way and sense of self, but with the help of Pamela Isley, she found the strength to break away from this abusive relationship. The two of them met during their own respective crime sprees. They had both set their eyes on the millionaire Bruce Wayne and had planned to kidnap him separately. Harley and Ivy clashed and accidentally spoiled each other's plans. While they were initially angry with each other, they fled the scene together when the police began to arrive. The two parted ways, but it would not be the last they saw of each other. They eventually realized they had a lot in common. They traded a lot of correspondence, and Harley kept this from the Joker. Pamela and Harley sparked a deep friendship, one that some still speculate was romantic in nature. It was a difficult decision to leave the Joker, but it was one that ultimately saved Harley's life. For the first time, Harley felt free. In the years that followed, Harley found herself in and out of jail. She found being a solo act difficult at first, but every time she fell, she got back up again. She made deals for reduced sentences, turning state witness against the Joker. This was, in her mind, the best way to get back at him. She decided that she would use justice, kindness, and her own brand of violence to get what she wanted. Harley gave numerous public testimonies to the atrocities the Joker had committed and coerced her into. Her bravery and resilience captured the attention of the press and media, and she quickly became a sort of celebrity through media and newspapers. The name of Harley Quinn became one of resilience, bravery, and independence across America for some, and a name of contention with others. She became an icon for suffragists and women everywhere, but a controversial figure as well for those opposing said groups. Despite her newfound fame, Harley couldn't resist the temptation of a life of crime. It felt good to be looked up to and to be in good public standing, but she longed for the freedom to stand up to further injustices in her own way. She saw the way women were treated in Gotham, let alone America, and wanted to fight the corrupt system in the way she knew. Using her underworld contacts, she formed her own gang, the Red Triangle Gang, and became the leader of her own team. As Harley's fame continued to grow, she became an inspiration to many. Women everywhere in America told stories about her courage in standing up to the cruelty she had faced. Film actors like Helen Kane, Clara Bow, and even the iconic cartoon character Betty Boop all copied her mannerisms and speech, cementing her status as a pop culture icon. Harley's Brooklyn-style accent was one of the most popular things to be emulated in entertainment. Even years later, Harley would be reimagined in a variety of media. In spite of all this, Harley had never forgotten her roots. She knew deep down that she had done things she was not proud of, but she would work, in her own way, to undo the wrongs she had done. She had robbed, stolen, and killed, and wanted to make reparations, less for society and more for herself. She had forgiven herself for murdering her father. She wanted to be true to herself. She continued to live her life on the edge, always one step ahead of the law. The Gotham City police were hard-pressed to pin anything on Harley. She was good about keeping her endeavors in the shadows. When she was directly involved in her gang's activities, she made sure that it was out of the public eye. She couldn't have any witnesses providing testimony to the authorities. The members of the Red Triangle Gang, while still committing illegal activities, were all loyal to Harley. Most of them came from circus backgrounds or sideshows and understood being tread on by society. Harley always made sure that the jobs they pulled brought in enough to keep them on their feet. She cared about the people that worked for her. Harley's story is one of triumph over adversity. The cruelty she had faced had been a dark cloud hovering above her for so much of her adult life. Despite the abuse and control she endured, she found the strength to break away and forge her own path through her friendship with Pamela Isley. She had still turned back to a life of crime and was constantly at odds with the Batman and his team, but she stood firmly on her own 2 feet now. In Harley's mind, she was now more free than she ever had been. It is still heavily debated whether her impact on Gotham was positive or negative, but it had definitely affected the lives of many. Positively, she had shown that breaking away from the abuse she had suffered allowed her freedom. Countless women in Gotham saw themselves in her and were inspired to stand up for themselves. Even in later years, she would have the chance again to help in a fight against a great evil. Until then, she had stepped out of the overbearing shadow of the Joker, formed a group loyal to her, and made a name for herself. Harley had come from humble origins, but now the world knew who she was. Her bravery and resilience inspired people around the world, and her legacy continues to live on today through both pop culture and history.